Say, current player for Nice, has come up to say this man is a very good man for to do it well. Talk about business wise. Sometimes on the show, you just might not know the time. We just keep going, and before you know, we are done and we are there. So let's just keep moving. Talking about Antonio Conte. First of all, don't forget Harry Kane. So I could say 100 million. Harry Spurs demand 9-figure fee. So Harry Kane in the news. 100 million pounds might likely sell to Manchester United, but I'm not sure now. Let's see how it goes. At the moment right now, Daniel Levy is not thinking about any other person right now. He's only thinking about what to do, what next to do. Ryan Mason means to be the man they might be getting for the job, rightly, but Antonio Conte is already, like I said before, he's in Turin right now, back to his home. Okay, let's start properly the show this evening with the Antonio Conte saga. Philemon is not in the studio. He's a Tottenham Hotspur fan, so maybe we should be talking about this if he's here. But we talked about it yesterday vividly, but I didn't really go into much details about that very one. We understand that decision is expected to be taken. Yeah, decision is expected to be taken in the next, I think it was 48 hours in the early start of today. So maybe in the next, let's say 30 hours to say about Daniel Levy weighing up whether to sack the Italian or allow him to see out his contract until the end of the season, following the Conte's recent statement about his players, where he tagged them selfish in the aftermath of Saturday's 3-3 draw against Southampton. So he knows it's probably difficult for him to continue until end of the season. He knows that he's in a dangerous territory. He knows it's a touch and go whether he keeps his job, but he just felt like he had to say this after that game on Saturday. Obviously, a whole lot of people are saying that he did it to get sacked. But for me, I think he did it because it's something that he's wanted to say for a long time ago. And on Saturday evening, he felt like it was the right time for him to, make this quite unexpected comment. So he just can't have it in his mind again. He felt like I need to bust out. I need to say this. I just can't keeping this to myself. He believes that exactly what it is. He believes that there is a loser mentality at Tottenham Hotspur. He believes that many of the players are willing to settle for mediocrity. He believes that too many of the players are in a comfort zone, and he would hold up his hand and say, I am responsible for not turning around things here because it's my job. And previously in his other jobs, he has that winning mentality. So this is just what he's feeling right now. You talk about Antonio Conte, he doesn't feel happy with what's going on right now. He feels like I should have done better off, but if I'm doing well for myself and for the club, then maybe these players have to help me. So that's just what it is. Or I instill winning mentality in the squad because I haven't been able to do that here. So maybe that's what Conte will be thinking now. But let's be truthful, let's be factual. I think it's safe to say that people around the club right now are disappointed, although it's not the first time that Antonio Conte has come out to say some controversial statement about them in public. Talk about this team, right? He also tried to create and build up bridges and explain to them, and that he wasn't having a personal attack. For him, he said, that's not my intention. He has not worked in a club where he's seen players willing to settle for second best, third best, fourth best, fifth best. Very weird for an Italian man to say. So he's not used to that. For me, this now looks like the club's culture. I don't think he was picking up on any individual player, but from the player's view, yes, they've listened and will say or believe that he has crossed the lines. This is not something you say in public. I said it yesterday on the show. This is not something you say in public. You don't say this kind of a thing. You say it to the face of these players. You don't question our commitment or our professionalism. You don't call us selfish. You don't say we are not the kind of players who can play under pressure or under stress, because these are same players who played under pressure, and these are same players who play with stress for their club and various countries before. So some of those players do agree with that, what he has got to say, because they also want to win trophies. They want to be talk about being the best side of the club side, and they want to win trophies at Spurs. And Antonio Conte on his own personally knows that he has crossed the line. So when I heard that he's traveled back to the Turin side, talk about Italy and his home, Italy, I was not surprised. I'm just looking at things happen. I'll keep you updated as it unfolds. So, still talking about Antonio Conte on the show very this evening. He knows that he has done something that's very dangerous. And although he doesn't expect to lose his job, but I don't think he will be surprised if he did. Truth be told, Conte's outburst has not gone down well with his players. I understand many of the players have been in contact with the former manager Mauricio Pochettino and want him to replace. They want him to replace Antonio Conte. I also expect and believe Pochettino will take the job if offered it. He will just have to assess his options on which he should take maybe in the summer. But right now, he has had 7 approaches in the last 8 months, none of which the Argentine felt was right. Pochettino has been approached by Real Madrid twice. Yeah, before when he was under contract at Tottenham Hotspur, and also Paris Saint-Germain when they approached him as well. So it's like Madrid are really keeping an eye on Mauricio Pochettino. Spurs also approached Pochettino himself in the summer of 2021, but his contract at PSG meant he couldn't talk to them. A lot of Spurs players have been in contact, talking to their former boss, Mauricio Pochettino, long proceeding from the outburst from Conte's, said to him, we want you, we miss you, we want you to come back, because what Pochettino presented while he was at the club showed how much the club and the board respect him and they love him. He did greater things, something unified, something very joyous. Since stage and time departure, since Mauricio Pochettino's departure on November 2019, that has been missing. Tottenham do not have identity for me. If I should say, truth be told, the club does not have something that keeps the fan base excited and the players to probably buy to it. So they want Pochettino back. Pochettino will also happily come back. I think so. He feels responsible to Spurs. He's got so much affinity with the club. He still owns a house in North London where he lives with his family, and that's big. You could imagine me if maybe I play for Leicester City. No, I don't want to play for Leicester. I don't like Leicester. I'm going to play for the Foxes. Okay, maybe I play for what's a better club in England? Okay, let me say I play for Manchester United. I have a house at Carrington Close, and I leave the club, and maybe I now come in to play for Liverpool. That's the Merseyside, and I still have a house. So when you look at that, you could see something is fishing somewhere, and when you look at that properly well, you can see or you can sense, right? You can sense a great thought of unfinished business with Tottenham. But I also learned that, talk about Antonio Conte. I also learned that Daniel Levy will not be sold by emotions or what players want. He will not be sold by emotions or what the players want. He will take out what he feels is best for the business decision for the club. But it's not the first time that Antonio Conte has openly criticized his players. I think he did that in some occasions ago during his time at Chelsea. So let's get a throwback about Antonio Conte, an interview he had with Thierry Henry. Let me quickly bring that to your Lagos City. One thing you need to know, one thing that's very certain about Antonio Conte is that he's just that manager who is very emotional. He manages his mind, his heart, soul, body, and spirit. That's no doubt. When you watch Antonio Conte manage a team, you see he gives it all. He's no doubt arguably one of the best coaches in Europe. I respect him so much. But let's do a throwback about Antonio Conte. This is what he's got to say. When an interview personally with Thierry Henry, and you hear him talk, Conte, previous interview, take it out from me.
We are a great team only on the paper, not on the pitch. And to be a great team, I prefer to be a great team not only on the paper but also on the pitch, because the pitch speaks, the pitch is the truth, the pitch is the most important things for us. Not the words, not the paper. If someone haven't the good attitude during the training session or good behaviors in different circumstances, I prefer to kill him and to have.
Did you hear that? I prefer to kill him. He said it categorically well. I prefer to kill him. And Thierry Henry was laughing. That's how he sees the game. Italian man.
Yeah, but I prefer to kill him and to earn 22 players. If the manager closes the eyes and he doesn't want to see the bad situation, you lose the changing room.
Isn't that amazing? You just heard Antonio Conte say that. I prefer to kill him. And Thierry Henry was laughing. It sounds like, are you really talking about some players like now? The club chairman Daniel Levy said to discuss a move on with Ryan Mason possibly as interim manager taking charge of the club until the end of the season. Antonio Conte is really, dominating the headlines right now. It looks like a decision has pretty long been made that he will no longer be made Tottenham Hotspur coach. He might just remain. As we go into international break, Daniel Levy is yet to sort things out right now. Spurs next games against Everton, but I think that after the event in the weekend, it's pretty expected that it will happen. Maybe it came to us quicker than we expected. Antonio Conte has flown back to Italy with his home. Antonio Conte has flown back to Italy to his home in Turin, and I think he could be negotiating his departure from there to the club. There is no surprise to say after what happened in the last, couple of weeks, particularly Saturday, it's unaccepted. Really, the way he spoke afterwards. I know he tries to clarify things, saying that he's speaking directly to the fans. Okay, he clarified things, trying to clarify things directly, saying he's talking towards the players. Previous week again, we saw him also directing words and angers to the fans. If you go back over a press conference on Saturday, clearly, he talked about the club as well. Obviously, Daniel Levy will not want attentions to be turned to him in that manner. So, it's only one end. Once again, Tottenham Hotspur are looking for a new manager, and I think because of the situation right now, Ryan Mason is the obvious candidate, and that's a huge risk, though. At this point of the season, I really don't see any manager wanting to join Spurs. Antonio Conte, took a private jet to his home in Italy, and I'm a big fan of this man. I'm a big admirer of Antonio Conte, but I don't think he's been exceptional this season. I don't really think so. But no doubt he's a good coach. Last season he got the job done. He got Spurs into the top 4. This season has not been happy for him, both on and off the pitch. We should take into account just how much he suffered off the pitch. Losing friends, it's been a devastating time for him. I understand what he wants, but I'm not sure there is a way back for this. You talk about the players, the manager losing the dressing room. Frankly, for me, I think his problem started when he rested Harry Kane for the cup tie. You talk about against Sheffield United. That was the beginning of, that was the beginning of the end. That's what they say. That was the beginning of the end. Went out of the FA Cup quickly, followed up by the defeat by Wolves, and then top 4 home European Cup exit. If you talk about winning mentality, dropping the best players isn't good enough if you want to win trophies, but maybe you don't have to drop the key players. So you can see I'm also fighting Antonio Conte, regardless of me respecting him. There is a recognition among the players that Conte's relationship with the team may not be broken beyond repair. The players think that his era as Spurs is over. They think the writing is on the wall. This international break for me gives Daniel Levy some time to reflect on the best way forward. Okay, I just said I'm going to be doing some of the talking. I was meant to do at the Gino. Today is a Tuesday, so maybe I just have to bring few of the Gino. But for now, let's talk about Alexander Mitrovic red card. First of all, Alexander Mitrovic should be punished, and I'm so sure that was saying a whole lot of message, like a huge message to every indisciplined player. But do you remember when Bruno Fernandes, I think we'll talk about that, trust me. Do you remember when Bruno Fernandes pushed a referee, talk about an assistant referee in Manchester United 7-0 at Anfield, but received no punishment? That's very, very bad. So I think Marco Silva is really pondering on that, looking at that very one. You can't manhandle the referee. I don't think it's right for anyone to touch the referee. Mitrovic was so aggressive and very nasty towards Chris Kavanagh. And Chris Kavanagh, for me, did an absolutely fantastic job for himself and for the referee in general, because he showed how he kept the score. He didn't react to that. Whenever a player, react to a referee like that in a game, it takes a whole lot of man to keep your composure. Watch well again. Watch very well. It was a big stadium with massive fans, massive crowd. Chris Kavanagh kept the score, and I really, really admire him. But for Mitrovic, he should be punished. I think he should come to the media and apologize to everybody. I keep saying this couple of times on the radio, the kids are watching. Mitrovic was, for me, so aggressive. Watch his body language in which he came across the referee. He didn't stop at the just initial shove. Not just about the shoving then. He continued marking forward, backing the referee off as well, which is never a good one. Never a good look. I can't imagine myself see that again. The question now is that what kind of ban will Mitrovic face? Obviously for me, it's not a 3-match ban. Never. Can never be. Quote me anytime I'm aware. Just cannot manhandle the referee. You don't do that. So you need to know Paolo Di Canio, legendary for West Ham. I respect him so well. Italian guy who came to the Premier League to show class. He was banned for 11 games when he pushed the referee to the ground back in 1998. He was also fined £10,000. David, was held back, a Southampton player, by the manager then. Talk about Harry Redknapp, and by taking off the pitch when he pushed referee Aaron Riley in 2005. He received a 10-game ban for that. It's not just the players, that get banned or face punishment in the past. Alan Pardew was also given a 2-game ban for pushing the assistant referee. I think the question is why? Why was Bruno Fernandes? So sorry, no disrespect to Man United fans all over the world. But the question is, why was Bruno Fernandes not fined? Why was he not banned? Why was he not? Why did he go scot-free on that? Go watch that again. He had to push the referee, the assistant referee, in a 7-0 loss at Anfield. That's very undone for me. So when the visit, Mitrovic case, Marco Silva is also pondering on that very one. If Mitrovic can go on this, what about Bruno? Bruno Fernandes actually got to he pushed the man, the assistant, the last man, the official guy, the 4th man. That was uncalled for. Okay, some stories now. Decision Antonio Conte's future as Tottenham head coach set to be made. Sir Jim Ratcliffe says he will not pay stupid price for Manchester United as you regret it subsequently. More than 5 bids to be made for Manchester United before Wednesday evening deadline for second offers. Fulham boss Marco Silva and Alexander Mitrovic charged following incident in quarter-final with Manchester United. Marcus Rashford ruled out of England Euro 2024 qualifier against Italy and Ukraine due to a knock. Wigan deducted 3 points for failure to pay players' salaries for match. Antonio Conte is in Italy awaiting news about his future as Tottenham new coach or Tottenham head coach. And I want to ask now, who will be in charge of Tottenham when they resume against Everton in April? Okay, Wales begin life without Gareth Bale. Cristiano Ronaldo prepares for Roberto Martinez's first game in charge of Portugal side. Okay, before we move to the second half of the show, let me quickly talk about the latest development at Old Trafford now. Sir Jim Ratcliffe says he would not pay a huge stupid price for Manchester United ahead of submitting a second bid for the club this week. The British billionaire visited Old Trafford on Friday and was speaking to the World Street journalist. He said his interest was purely winning things. He's called the club a community asset. So he's called the club a community asset, right? And Manchester United are expecting as many bids of 8 before Wednesday deadline, which will also include the second bid from Sheikh Jassim delegation in Qatar. More than 5 bids made by Manchester United before Wednesday evening deadline for second offer. Jim Ratcliffe has told the Wall Street journalist that he will not pay a stupid price for the club. And also, let's get to hear a Nice midfielder talk about Aaron Ramsey. He knows Jim Ratcliffe very well. The French club is owned by the British billionaire. Talk about Nice. The Welsh midfielder has described him as a passionate owner who invested in the club's success. Let's hear from Aaron Ramsey, currently the skipper of the Welsh side. First of all, Aaron Ramsey talking about Jim Ratcliffe.
Things have, we had a little change after the World Cup with the management and things like that, and to be fair, they've hit the ground running and we're unbeaten since I've returned, so yeah, it's been quite nice. There's worse places in the world you could be to be playing, so the owner is very passionate and very invested into Nice and wants to take Nice all the way up to the top, so it's a great project to be a part of.
It's a great project to be a part of. That's Aaron Ramsey. You know him very well. I would not forget about the time he broke his leg. I cried like a baby. I was watching Aaron Ramsey. I watched the injury against Arsenal and Stoke. I cannot forget that game in a hurry. I mean, Mommy was looking for me. I was not somewhere. I wasn't anywhere close to the house. I had to go to a friend's house. I watched that very game. And before I could come back to say, you can't come into the house, the gate was locked. And I came back crying like a baby. And they were like, come on, why are you crying? And I said, Mommy, let me tell you something. Aaron Ramsey has broken his leg. I would not forget about that injury. Coming from Shawcross of Stoke, I mean, talk about guys who have got injury. That's a very bad one. I will also not forget about the Man City guy who broke that guy, Ben Arfa. Ben Arfa was in Newcastle. I hope I'm right on that. And that was tibia and fibula. Alright, let's go to the second half of the show right now. Okay, before I move to that base or that place or that face or that side, let's hear from Aaron Ramsey. He said, they're going to miss Gareth Bale. No more Gareth Bale. That's the reason why I don't say, nobody can arrest me, because if you do, Gareth will definitely bail me. Because before Bale will come to Lagos, come all the way to the airport road, go to Leap, Muritala Mohammed International Airport Road and come to save me. I just feel like I'll be down. Because he's retired, he doesn't play the game anymore. That's the more reason I say my name is Kizzy K. I told you I'm the voice of the mic. Nobody can mark us like Rashford. My team remains very strong. I shoot from the outside like I'm Fede Valverde. Score a lot of goals on the radio like I'm connected to Victor Osimhen and then Erling Haaland. I am the voice of the mic. Okay, Aaron Ramsey, take it up from me.
We're not trying to replace Gareth, and that would be pretty difficult to do that.
How to stop this? I'm not trying to replace Gareth. Did you hear that? He continues.
When you have a player of that quality that we've been lucky to witness over the years, it's going to be very difficult to replace. So that won't be our intentions to do that. But our intentions are that we know what we've got, we know the quality of players that we've got in this team, and we're going to try and maximise to get the most out of them to help us and to build for the future.
Maybe because of the talking point, it's meant to be a Tuesday at the Gino Day, so it doesn't feel like I'm climbing off the show. So let me just do a little for you. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 will be fine. Did you know Rigobert Song of Cameroon once played for Liverpool and West Ham? He got 58 English Premier League appearances. Did you know Leandro Trossard registered 3 assists as Arsenal beat Fulham in the second leg EPL title this season? I meant to say, the second leg, right? Did you know Manchester United will travel to United States for the first time in 5 years for a preseason tour ahead of the 2023-2024 season? Did you know Gift Orban is the player with the fastest European hat-trick when Gent beat Istanbul Basaksehir 5-1 on aggregate? The 20-year-old scored a 3-minute hat-trick for the first half as Gent qualified for quarterfinals. Did you know Liverpool's biggest aggregate championship loss was against Real Madrid? Did you know Real Madrid are into the 19th Champions League quarterfinal? Did you know most time dribble passed by opponents? Talking about the defender Trent Alexander-Arnold of Liverpool was dribbled 8 times in the game. Did you know Alejandro Green-Amaldo of Benfica against Club Brugge was gone past 7 times? David Ram of RB Leipzig against City 6 times. Nacho Fernandez against Liverpool 6 times. That was Mo Salah. And also Nuno Mendes of PSG against Bayern was crossed on, and that was 6 times. So maybe it was Kingsley Coman, Nabry. I don't know who had to do that this. Okay, now let's get talking Lagos City. Stone phone lines are quite open right now, so we gotta chit chat, gotta talk about this. I just remember having those to join me on the radio. Okay, does Cristiano Ronaldo still have something good to offer to Portugal national team? 9 goals already has got an announcer. And also Antonio Conte, the man is in the news. He just might, he might be fired. Antonio Conte might be leaving the club. Do you think it's the right one? And even if he's going to leave, between the 3 managers, Thomas Tuchel, Mauricio Pochettino, and Luis Enrique, who might be the better candidate? Which of them is preferable for the club? Also, Mitrovic and Marco Silva saga. Talk about the ban. How many match bans do you think Mitrovic should be given? How many? And also tell me why Bruno Fernandes was not banned for what he did against the 4th official, pushing him off. If you're a good lover of football or you're a Manchester United fan, tell me, I want to know. Man United sell, do you want the club to be sold to the British man? Talk about him, Sajim Ratcliffe. Is it the better man to get the club? Or is it better for the Qatari guys to come? Okay, 100 million Harry Kane. Spurs demand 9-figure fee. Harry Kane might just be going to Manchester United. I think if you ask me, I'll support that for me, and I'll give you 101 reasons why I want him to join the club. Rashford is missing out on the England squad now, the bad one, so let's talk about this. 0700 903 903 903. Don't forget that the last 4 talk is still very much on, so we're getting the details. But if you've called on that very part, don't worry about the Champions League preparation and prediction. I got your details properly. But if you've not done, you want to be a part of the show, you can actually get a call in and I get your last 4. But on everything I've talked about, join the conversation. Let's get talking Lagos City. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you. Welcome to the show. What's your name and your location?
Yeah, my name is Chris, calling from Ejigo.
All right, Chris, you're welcome. How are you today?
I'm very fine. I don't know if you can remember. Last week I said it that Harry Kane should leave. That I have not won anything.
Yeah, you said so. You said so.
Thank God it's coming up. The guy should leave there. He should leave there. If he stays there, he can never win anything because it's like a Tottenham don't have the winning spirit.
Yeah.
Then I believe that Tuchel is the best man for the job.
Okay.
Tuchel is the best man for the job. Then the Qatarians should take over Man U.
Yeah, I want to know. Okay, tell me. Go ahead. I want to know why. Why do you say no? The Qatar guys, the Qatari guys, you say they should take over United. Why?
Yeah, they have the mind to spend the money.
They have the mind to spend the money.
Yeah, they know the real business. Look what they've changed to Man City too.
Oh, okay. I think you're making a point now. But you don't think the British man, Sajim Ratcliffe, can actually do it because he loved the game very well. That's the passion on this.
I love the game. The British love the game, but they don't have the mind to spend money.
They don't have the mind to spend money, right? Oh, okay. I'll take that.
That's my own belief. They don't have the mind to spend money. Qatarians, they don't care. What they need is results.
Okay.
So that is just it.
All right, Chris, what's the location?
My location is Ajao.
Ajao. All right, thank you so much, Chris. All right, keep listening.
Yeah.
God bless you. He said they don't have the mind. That's his opinion, that's his option, that's what Chris feels, He said he wants the club. I was going to ask Chris what club he supports or what club he finds. But Dozy, you're welcome to the show. Good evening to you.
Good evening, Kizike. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm very okay. How are you today?
I'm good. All
right, I'll come back to you. Let's get more calls. Hello? Is anybody home?
Good evening, Kizike.
Yeah, good evening to you. Welcome to the show. What's your name and your location?
This is Mr. Kola Wale from Yana School.
You're welcome to the show, Mr. Kola Wale. How are you?
It is one man Mopo today. You are the only one in the studio.
I'm not alone. This is the second half. I mean, Dozy just got to join me, but he's on the bench for now.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Harry Kane. As I told you last time concerning that Harry Kane.
Yeah.
I said that if I'm a brother to Harry Kane, my advice for him is to leave that Tottenham Hotspur.
Okay.
If he want to show his children a lore after his retirement, he must leave that club. And I'm happy for him now hearing that Tottenham Hotspur want to release him.
Yeah.
So I know that it should be a good move for Harry Kane if he leave that Tottenham Hotspur. I know that before his retirement, he will win something.
Yeah, but okay, go ahead.
I'm talking about Harry Kane. If he go to Manchester United or Bayern Munich, I know that he will win a lawyer before retirement.
Okay, but don't you think? Okay, go ahead.
Concerning that me to pick record.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't know. Maybe all those players they have already forgotten the rule and regulation that guide them where they are playing. I don't know because I was surprised on that day the way people pushed that referee. Maybe he has already forget that he's in the field of play. Even though if I'm at the FA of the England, I still want them to sanction him about that record that they give him. I still want them to give him more than 6 months suspension.
Oh,
it will be a lesson to order.
Yeah. Okay.
When you as a professional footballer do such a thing in the field of play,
yeah,
it's very very bad. It's very very bad.
Okay.
So it's very very bad.
Okay. I was gonna say to you, it depends on where Harry Kane goes to get trophies, but whichever way, I think it's a very good development. I mean, United are coming £100 million. Is it a cool one for you?
United will be it is 100 now. United will ready to pay. Even though it is Bayern Munich, they will pay the money.
Yeah, Harry Kane is a good striker. Yeah, he's a good striker.
He's a good striker. He's a good striker.
Okay.
And he will deliver.
Okay.
Wherever the team will go, he will deliver.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kolawole.
You are doing a good job, my dear brother. God bless you.
God bless you too. Very, very much important. All right. Harry Kane, 100 million Harry Kane. 100 million Harry. And United are keen on this guy. But let's do a comparison. Let's just do a deep thought in this guy. Harry Kane, let's imagine Harry Kane in the current Manchester United squad. You can actually get to say it's so fantastic. You know, the combination is great. But let me get to talk to Dozy before I take more calls, because when I start taking calls, Dozy might just be on the sideline, and I don't think that will be right, because he's a Manchester United fan, and I want to start by asking him this question to say, does Ronaldo still have, regardless of you doing your introduction properly, no doubt, you know, but does Ronaldo still have something good to offer to the Portugal side? That goes already got in an Al Nassr right now.
Ronaldo having something to offer to the Portugal national team. I think at least he still has that leadership to offer them if there is nothing there for him to offer.
Yeah, that's a good point from you.
And well, he has been scoring goals in Saudi Arabia. Some people will say that Saudi League and some of these other football who play in Europe, they are not the same, or they can't be compared. But, well, you never can tell. Football is football. That's what I believe. So, and again, there is one thing that goes with scoring goals and finding your feet. There is this confidence that goes with it. But when you're not doing well, you tend to lose some of the confidence. So I believe that him scoring goals, a couple of hat-tricks and all that, you know, will at least help him to boost and gain back his confidence. Then, in addition to the leadership he has to offer to the national team. So
now on the spot, now is he going to be a starter? Does it really matter?
For being a starter, I wouldn't really, if I'm the coach, I wouldn't really maybe risk it, but maybe once in a while. But for this particular game, it's just a 1 time or 2 games or something.
All right, so I got you on the spot now without introducing yourself properly, so let them know who you are. Right.
Yeah, my name is Dozy. Yeah, your person on radio. This is my guy Kizike. We always do it on Sports Lounge here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM.
Okay, exactly what it is. I am the voice of the mic. 90.3 FM is the brand. 0700 903 903 903. Let's get talking on the show. Hello, good evening.
Hello, Kizike.
Yeah, good evening to you. Welcome to the show. What's your name and your location?
Let's call the line.
Ebuka, what's your location? Alaba. Talk to me, Ebuka. You're welcome.
Kizike.
Yeah.
About the Mitrovic.
Yeah.
That match past three match ban. I would say it's very, very wrong. Because when you and the guy Bruno push the free, no offense, no that is no fine, nothing.
Yeah.
So once someone pass the match ban means there is something to that. Because they're looking at the one that all for Manchester United. They feel like they like Man U now, don't they see?
Yeah.
They like Man U, that's the thing.
They like Man U.
Yeah, they like Man U. They like Man U. I'm telling you, they like Man U.
They like Manchester United, really?
Yes.
And what happened against Southampton, Manchester United against Southampton last week?
Do research.
Research should do research. So Google has it that the English referees love Manchester United.
Okay, Ebuka.
Yes.
So you're trying to say Mitrovic, if he's giving more than 3-match ban, it's going to be wrong.
So let's 3-match ban.
Okay, only 3-match ban is fine.
Yes, only 3, no fine, nothing, not that, just 3-match ban.
Okay, no problem. I get your point.
Wait,
I'm with you. Yeah.
We should go to Bayern Munich.
Bayern Munich.
Yes, Bayern Munich. That's the best team. I have to ring the league for them.
Oh.
Back to back. Back to back.
I think that's a point there, because you're making sense on this one now. I mean, it's a it looks like a short league, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll take that. Thank you so much, Ebuka from Alaba, alright? Okay. He said Harry Kane should move to Bayern Munich. The Bavarians is a very sharp log. I mean, back-to-back winning of the league, exactly what I don't love to see. You know, Paris Saint-Germain are really doing the same thing in the League One. But I remember back then when it used to be Leon. You know, Janio Pena-Bocado, Karim Benzema, you know, these guys, Michael Essien, you know, Florent Malouda, these guys were really keeping it real at the side. Not until the money was spent in Paris Saint-Germain, and those guys came up to do the club a favor. And right now, it's a different ball game. So it's so much interesting to see that this is really happening. But then let's see what goes on for Harry Kane, if he's going to make a move away from not London side. If Daniel actually check out his Levy to let him go. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Welcome to the show. What's your name and your location?
Good
evening. Obina, what's your location?
Hello.
Can hear you. Hello, Obina. Oh, please do well to reconnect. 0700 903 903 903. Now, Dozy, Antonio Conte is currently in Turin now. He's traveled back home with a private jet today. Who would you say the better replacement for him? And do you think if he leaves, not fired now, he's still the manager?
Yeah, he's
but
still the manager.
Probably because of the international break, and you know he has come up. No, sorry, I'm pushing you too far. Let's take it bait a little bit. But I'm just being time conscious.
Yeah.
The first one now, Antonio Conte you heard what he said about the players not having the winning mentality.
Yeah.
If eventually he tends to come back to the team and becomes the manager, do you think he have lost the locker room?
It's just obvious. It's really uncalled for a manager to
say such.
I mean, for crying out loud, it's your duty as the manager. That was why you were employed. Whatever thing you feel is wrong with the players, your duty as the manager is to call them together, call them to order, tell them, look, this is how it should be. You have to be there for yourselves. You have to be selfless. You have to do this and that. It's his duty to give them those instructions. So for you to come up openly to tell us that what have you been doing as the manager? Do you understand? You are being paid to. You are not just there to, just to be pointing your fingers. You're there to tell them this is how it should be. Where you need to score them, you score them. Where you need to punish them, you punish them. The other day, Marcus Rashford was, couldn't play for Manchester United in the starting lineup because of disciplinary measures. He came to the training ground late. So these are things that, as a manager, it's up to you to do it. When they go wrong, you tell them this is how they should do it. If any player doesn't go, try to agree to your terms, you raise the player or discipline him or find whatever thing. But coming out openly after a game, to blame the players and say all sorts of things against the players, it is totally obvious.
So what would you say?
He's obviously going to lose it from the players.
Okay, from the players. I mean, that looks to be true.
And when you lose it from the players, as a manager, it is over for you.
Now, so what about the chairman of the club, Daniel Levy now? Do you think Daniel Levy should let him go?
For Daniel Levy,
personally, I know him very well. He does not tolerate.
Levy has always been a controversial chairman, one of the chairmen in the Premier League that is always on the news for one reason or the other. So I believe he might let him go, but obviously I see Antonio Conte taking the exit door.
So which of these managers would you feel? Because obviously, truth be told, none of this no top class manager would join the team now. They would just want to join possibly by the preseason, and if there's any move, this is the better time a manager needs to come to the club. This is the better side, but maybe not during the season, but when the season comes to end now. So between the Luis Enrique, Mauricio Pochettino, he's been in the club before, and Thomas Tuchel of Chelsea, former manager of Chelsea. Which of these guys do you feel would be the right man for Spurs?
Well, Pochettino has been on the news recently as a possible replacement for Antonio Conte. If you ask me, I would go for Pochettino. Reason being that he has been in the club and he never did so badly while he was at Tottenham. Just that he wasn't able to get that trophy for that silverware for them, but he was playing good football with them. And he has known the club, he knows the club, and he left the club and he went to other big teams like PSG and got some other experiences, which I believe that if
so
he should bring it back,
now.
yes, he's much better exposed now. So if he comes back to Tottenham, having known the club and the policies and everything that goes on in the club, and now combining it with the experiences he got from other clubs he went to, I think this time around his second coming, just like the second coming of Christ, might be a bit
I got a line.
better. Yeah, so.
I got that line very well, very clearly. I like the point. Whenever there's a punchline like this, it doesn't go off my head. Now, so Harry Kane, 100 million, Harry. You're a Manchester United fan, so I'm not. I don't know if I should be expecting the right word from you, but one thing is saying, like Mourinho rightly said, your club needs a quality striker. Obviously, you know. Now Harry Kane is in the news. Looking at the way the team is right now, quality wingers. Don't forget, Mason Greenwood is likely to join back with the team. So every side might be looking very compacted. Talk about the right side. They got Elanga, they got what's his name, Anthony. They got Mason Greenwood. Now from the other side, Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho. Talk about the guy Alejandro Garnacho. I love so much. They still have Pelestri. It could come from the right or the left. Now, what's Vegas? 6 months there from Burnley, former player of Besiktas on loan. Just might believe in the club. He has not really proven worthy, maybe because he's not been scoring a lot of goals, but we know he has been committed to the team by playing games. Now, Harry Kane. Do you think Harry Kane will be right for your club? Does he fit in?
Well,
and his age again. He's going to be 30 very soon. He's 29.
If you ask me, if you bring a certain Harry Kane and a certain Victor Osimhen and place them side by side, because these are the two strikers in Manchester United's radar right now, so I will always go for Victor Osimhen.
Why?
As at now, but if it was 2 years ago or maybe last season, I would have gone for Harry Kane. But notwithstanding, Erik ten Hag is a manager that so far he hasn't made any mistake in his transfers. So if he points at any particular player and says this is the person I need for a reason, that's known to him. I think Manchester United fans have actually cultivated that trust that whenever he says this is who he wants, they always trust and believe him. You understand? So I would always say that if he wants to go for Harry Kane, then it's a good deal. But putting him at 100 million euros, I'll be 100 million pounds. Tottenham Hotspur, someone said, one of the callers said that Tottenham Hotspur, they want to release him. They finally want to release him. Do you really think they actually want to release him? Because last season, or was it 2 seasons ago, when Manchester City came calling, this was exactly what Tottenham Hotspur
at that point, Daniel
pushed the price up. He was having Manchester City away. Now, keeping him at 100 million pounds, I think is too much for Harry Kane at this point.
Okay, you know what? This is just what it is, right? For a striker like Harry Kane, that can assure you 20 plus goals with his age. That's a whole good talk for tomorrow. Harry Kane and Victor Osimhen. When you talk about these guys, I think that's a very, very nice comparison. Talk about the league. Now, one thing is certain, Victor Osimhen is coming in. I love him so much. I respect him, no disrespect to him. But I just would say, as a new striker who is not played in the Premier League before, it would take time.
Disadvantage.
It's going to take time for you to actually come to adjust with the team. So don't be surprised I'm saying this. Erling Haaland was able to do that because he's in a team that has got the job done already. What I need is just give him the ball in the middle of the box, and I just have to score the goals. Now Victor Osimhen coming to the team, it's going to take time. But Harry Kane is new. He's used to the Premier League. He knows everybody. He knows his week in, week out. Now I don't think his age tells. Truth be told, he's 29. Before he's 30 now. And United are coming, like you said, 100 million pounds. Don't forget the skipper of the England side. So on the part that says, I don't think Harry Kane is worth less than 100 million pounds. Not a British hype. Not a British hype. But talking about the striker who is 29 that can assure a club 20 plus goal every season.
Certainly.
Do you get my point? Okay, let's move away from that. Now you're a United fan again. Let me get you on this. So sorry I've not been taking calls. I just can't take more calls. Let's just do some of the talk for you, Legal City. We've got you so much covered. Having a chit chat with Dozy. Okay, Dozy on this one now. Marco Silva, the manager of Fulham. I think his major priority now is to see that he takes the club to Europe. He's a Portuguese man finding his feet from the Championship. And now Mitrovic, we saw what happened. Very controversial. That was so wrong. I'll say I don't support something very bad. But your own skipper, Bruno Fernandes, did something close to that. We saw the fourth official, the last man, during the 7-0 loss to Liverpool, arch rivals. He pushed the referee, the fourth man, and nothing happened. What would you say about that? As a Manchester United fan, also maybe as someone that respects the game.
Well, sentiment aside, let me not side anybody, but I was actually trying to compare the two incidents.
You saw it before now?
Yes, I was actually trying to compare the two incidents because Mitrovic actually approached the manager.
Yeah, very aggressively.
Face on, like
the referee?
He wants to. Sorry, the referee face on, like yes, to kind of to fight him on. It was. But I was trying to compare what Bruno Fernandes. I'm not trying to justify what Bruno Fernandes did. It was actually worth penalizing.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it was.
But he went free, scot-free on that.
But comparing it with what Mitrovic did, I don't really think it can be placed side by side.
But no. Does hold on now. You say comparing it to what he did.
What I'm saying is
what's wrong? Okay,
Bruno actually deserve to be penalized for it.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is trying to compare the two incidents because Mitrovic came. It's just like Mitrovic came to fight him.
Yeah.
Do you understand? He came to fight him, but Bruno was just he didn't approach the man face on like trying to push him or kind of.
Okay, let me put it now to you now. Let's say the VAR is being inconsistent.
Okay.
Right? Do you agree with me?
It's been inconsistent.
Because see, before I came to the studio, I had to take out my time. I go into YouTube again. Okay. I was doing like a VAR check on my phone, and I was going through this, and I felt like you don't touch the referee, you don't manhandle the referee, you don't even have a conversation
for any reason.
Pushing him off. I mean, that was the last man who was not on the pitch doing the job that he's being paid for, and all of a sudden the skipper of the side pushes him. I talked about Di Canio. Di Canio also did something that close to that. He was fined 10 million pounds, 11 game ban, and also Aaron Ali. So this is looking very much uncalled for. So I think I will take it from you for the fact you said he should have been punished. You're not taking side. You're not a biased Man United fan. So hopefully tomorrow we'll talk more on the show. Tomorrow is going to be Wednesday, and it's going to be how much do you know your club. Tomorrow is a very fantastic day that I also on the radio I anticipate for. I can't even wait for tomorrow, but it can only be God. Very thank you to everyone who was part of the show. For everyone who called and everyone who listened, and also for those that didn't take their call, I'm so sorry about that. But tomorrow is Wednesday. Don't forget we get to enjoy ourselves here. International break comes up for every match that we played. Post matches, everything you need to know. I'll be letting you know on that very one. Don't forget our own Nigeria will play on Friday. That's against Guinea-Bissau. The lineup is already out, but hopefully tomorrow I'll be doing that. And on Friday, possibly I should be having an interview with a media officer in Abuja. That's going to be early in the day. Talk about how that game will go and the lineup. Don't forget the biggest player in that very much team is Victor Osimhen. Dozy, lastly before we leave the studio, Victor Osimhen returning back to play against Guinea-Bissau for the national team. How is this good for Jose Peseiro?
It's so good, at least at the point where he's still, in football, there's a point where you say someone is still very hot. Yeah, like very red hot. So at this point, he's still very, very, very hot. So playing for the national team at this particular point is a good one. But, you also look at the team. He was playing for Napoli. The players supplying the balls to him at Napoli, and those that will do that in the national team, they are not the same.
Okay, they are not the same now. Let's get your last word, Dozy.
Well, Lagos City, go out there and support your country or whatever country you have to support.
Do you really support Nigeria? Super Eagles? Do you?
I'm in Nigeria.
You're in Nigeria. And that's Dozy. Lagos City, trust me, when you go listen to this show again on YouTube, maybe you could find out, you could deduce very well. I wasn't really sounding myself, like I don't really feel myself, the truth be told. But I don't need to go to a hospital. I don't need to go to a closed pharmacy, because you are there, you are my medicine. I think I'm very better off now. I'm good again, I'm ready to go. This is the best place you need to be at all times. Voice of the people, 90.3 FM. I am the voice of the mic. My name is Kizzy K, the only football analyst without pace info. And all you need to do, keep giving me your attention on the show so I can run your race on the radio like Kylian Mbappe, Vini Jr. I could shoot from the outside like I'm Fede Valverde. I score a lot of goals on the radio like I'm connected to Victor Osimhen and then Erling Haaland. My team remains strong. Nobody can mark us like Rashford. There's nothing wrong in starting small, but there's everything wrong when you settle for less. Please keep dreaming big. Work hard to make it a reality. Without gold, there can never be Kizzy K. I am the voice of the mic. Love you, Lagos City.